to their kids, or really maybe even don't have the ability or reverse the bad mistakes that they made. So how can I help influence that?
You don't. You go around them. Kids don't listen to their parents anyway. Like literally every 16 and 13-year-old in the world is in my DMs on TikTok right now, except my 16 and 13-year-old. Like, it's just the way the game works. We all know that. I actually think you don't. I do not think the parent is going to be the influencer of the child to learn this. I think what we just talked about with Nestor is the punchline. I think you go to where the kids are. Kids are, again, they are learning and consuming through these channels. Your bank needs to go there and needs to go there in a really big way. Like, I mean, look, my favorite thing around children, your kids are actually right in the pocket of my favorite subject. My favorite financial topic that I talk about that has gained enormous steam in the last 2 years on social is I have a real wake-up call for how many parents in this room, by show of hands, have a child that is 18 and older? Raise your hands. Okay, and who has children over 22 and older? Raise your hands. Actually, if you're 22 and older, please appease me, it's good for your blood circulation. If you have a child 22 and older, please stand up. Stand up. All right? This is all, thank you, by the way, what a team, good job. All right, please don't sit, this is super important. This is potentially going to be really important in your life, and I think you may actually email me in a couple years saying thank you. About 3 years ago, so the reason I'm ahead of trends a lot is I read all my messages. Like, I'm flying back to New York right now, and I've got only about an hour worth of email that I gotta really bang out, and for 4 hours right now, I'm about to read thousands of direct messages from human beings. About 3 years ago, I started, maybe even 5, actually COVID, maybe 6 years ago, I started getting a DM that was consistent, which it was from a 23, 24, 25, 26-year-old. And the message would go, hey Gary, I have a problem. I'm 27 and my parents are paying for my lifestyle. They pay for my Uber, they pay my credit cards, they pay my rent, my Equinox, whatever it is. And I'm pissed. And I was confused by it. I really didn't understand. Cause shit, I wish my parents paid for anything when I was a kid. I'm an immigrant, I got nothing. And then I started going back and forth and something became real. Look, there's a lot of people standing right now, and listen, I love talking about parenting in the macro. I would never, ever have the audacity to tell someone how to parent their child. You all know there's too many nuances, blah, blah, blah. But I want you all to hear this, which is why I'm making a big to-do about this. One of the fundamental mistakes that our parenting generation, me included, has done is if you have a 22-year-old child or older, you need to get them off the fucking payroll. Let me go deeper. The people that are standing, you remember in our era, if your parents helped after you were grown, 18 or 20 or 22, at best, if they could even afford it, back then, at best, they lent you money for something important and we fucking paid them back. There's not a 23-year-old on earth in America that knows what the fuck borrowing even means. But now let me get you to the punchline. All of you that are standing, that are paying for your 27-year-old son's rent, you're well-intended. Like, I have 2 children. You love them more than, I love them more than breathing. I would kill myself 500 times over for them to have a good day, let alone anything else. I get it. But let me tell you what I read from thousands of kids. When you're 26 and your parents are paying for your life, to them, it means you think they're a fucking loser. Now this sucks because they're fucking assholes because they're taking it. Like, the one conversation for 20 minutes on a flight that really triggered this whole thing for me 6 years ago was I was going back and forth with this person and they're like, Gary, you don't even know. I'm like, they went really deep with me. Like, I'm depressed. I'm like going, because their parents are paying for their Mercedes. Like this was like, I was like, and then finally I was like, I can fix this. And like in all caps, she was like, how? And I said, and I made a voice memo because I didn't want my tone to be lost. I was texting, I voice memoed. I said, stop taking the money. My friends, we have a real issue on this one. Please, if this moment hit, it's like anything that's hard. Like, if you actually do something about what I'm saying, that first interaction is gonna suck bad. They're gonna be real upset and they're gonna throw every move they have to make you feel bad and blame you for everything that's ever happened. But I'm telling you, they're not saying it to you, but they're upset with you because through your actions, you're telling them they're not capable. Thank you.
I think we're over time.